The Bar Group, raising the bar in real estate. Your Lake Highlands, Lakewood, Preston Hollow pros. You can find them at thebargroup.com. Unparalleled customer service for your real estate needs. The Bar Group.
Coming through.
Yeah, this is water, I swear to God. I swear to you, all you awesome picklers listening today, that's water. It's not liquid death, but it will be one day. A few things been going on around here in Dallas. We had Lake Highlands 6A boys basketball team where my boys go to high school. We live, won the state championship. Congratulations, boys. And my next guest is somewhat related to, I believe, our as a part of his family's history, as a part of today's. Can you say St. Patrick's funny? Might as well just show your awesome face. St. Patrick, how do you say it, man? You say it funny? No Irish accent?
St. Patrick's Day.
See, there you go. And that's not come back to me because he's better looking. And then the weather sucked. We were supposed to have like some massive torrential whatever downpour. Nothing happened. Right. And so my wife and I, after we hunkered down with the dogs and the kids, we're watching the show, and I had a few beers in me, and she has wine. We see this response of this news team that's driving. It says hangover response team. and I thought it would be like emergency response team, but whatever. And they kept flashing it the whole entire time that the news team was following that van that said hangover response team. Anyway, we do have, yep. And we do have the Austin Showdown in Texas, which is happening right now. And I'm hoping some of our players are from here in Dallas or down there. Hopefully Brandon French and Miss Fudge and all those guys here from the MLP team here in Dallas. And without further ado, I have this guy who has come highly regarded through former players and pros that are currently playing. And I reached out to him on a whim, and he responded. And a lot of his stuff includes, he's got a nice bio here. It includes, where's it at? I suck at this. Give me a break. So here it is. So, man, you were way too good. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And it says professional pickleball player. We know that. He's ranked top 20 in the world in senior singles, qualified for the U.S. Open singles and doubles in 2023. It's his first year on the senior pro circuit. Medaled 7. Jesus, dude, can you stop bragging about yourself? Jiminy Christmas, Chad. And he's sponsored by the Juggernaut, paddle Juggernaut, Selkirk, which we had on Kevin Klabundy a few months back. And he is his husband to the TV anchor. Could you say that name, please? I don't want to screw it up.
Mary LaHammer.
See, that's why I didn't want to screw the LaHammer. I love it.
Yeah, it's Norwegian.
Okay, now I'm really scared of her. So she's an amazing TV anchor in the Twin Cities, I believe, and she has a Wikipedia page, and I'm very, very impressed and intimidated. So she wants to come say hi, have her come on here and say hi to all of us because we want to see her.
Mary LaHammer.
Oh boy, Mary LaHammer is in Mexico.
Let's see here. Hang on. You guys are in Mexico?
Ready to go to the beach. We're in Mexico.
You guys suck. You know that? This is bullshit. I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you there.
That's all right.
And we have this right. This is cool. They're both parents to Bayless Flynn. That's their daughter. It's the first high school athlete to sign a name, image, and likeness endorsement deal in the state as the youngest player on roster for pre-professional team Aurora FC. Now, explain that real quick, sir. Is that a soccer team?
So with the name, image, likeness, you would think it would be like a football player or a basketball player and a guy. But for Minnesota, the first one to do it was my daughter, and she did it for soccer. Yeah,
well, that's impressive. She's got good genes, man. Got a famous mom and famous dad, and now she's gonna be famous, man.
Hey,
well, it's good to have you on, Mr. Chad Flynn, and I really appreciate you taking the time, even though you're in Mexico right now. Is that where you're at? Where are you at again?
I'm in Cabo.
Oh God, I love Cabo. Don't drink tequila. Just kidding.
Okay. I'll stop now.
Anyway, so we'll start with our new segment, The Way of Pickleball. And tell us about what your journey, how it began, and all the listeners can be inspired, brother. The Way of Pickleball. Yeah. Come on.
Okay. So during COVID, most of the athletic facilities were closed. So I couldn't play tennis. I couldn't do USTA for tennis. And there was a local courts down by where I live. And I picked up a paddle from Selkirk and just went down there and just started playing. And, kind of the stereotype, it's, 60 to 75-year-olds. Well, that's who was down there. But I started playing with them and started loving it and kind of went from there, to tell you the truth.
So you started with just at like a rec center with a bunch of young 65 and 70-year-old ballers. Is that right?
Yeah, just playing outside. One of them, his name was, they call him Coach.
What's his name? You can call him out. I might call him.
Well, the thing is, he was the Notre Dame's hockey coach and also Alaska's hockey coach. And he was a phenomenal player, I think, at Notre Dame as well. And so he's one of those guys, he's like, I think 75, and he has a tough time getting to the kitchen. But once he gets there, he's got these, super great hands, and he's just, blocking everything back. It was awesome. So
I remember when I first started playing tennis. I think I was 11 or 10. I can't 11 or I don't know. Man. Anyway, I remember playing against this old guy at the net, and he could get everything. And Dad kept saying, "Don't hit it to him. Don't hit it to him." And of course, me being telling him, whatever, I get past him. No.
Yeah.
So I learned that you gotta be very careful with that right there. And always feel free, Chad, if there's anybody on here who got you where you're at, name drop them, because that's how we get in touch with these people. And at the end of the day, it's all about pickleball and everybody's journey, and here in Dallas building it.
Yeah. So at the same time, I was seeing those 60 to 75-year-olds. Right now, the best player in Minnesota is Anik Lohani, and he would actually come down there, and I would either play against him in doubles or hit a few single shots against him, which was awesome. And now we're really good friends, and we're actually going to play the pro split at the U.S. Open in April together.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's been a journey.
So you've just started playing a couple of years ago. Is that what you're saying? And I started before the COVID, which is ironic. And I'm not this awesome. I had that time to play like I want to or used to, but it's typically during the pandemic. But that's just kind of happens, and obviously you're good at it, so why not?
Yeah.
So what type of paddles do you use? Obviously, just name the paddles, why, and I can obviously. I love that shirt, by the way. I want one. Kevin, send me one.
All right, I'll send you one.
All right.
So when I first started, so I have a two-handed backhand. So I started with the Selkirk, the Mach. I think it's Mach 6. And it was great for, because it's got the longer handle. And my best shot is my backhand, not my forehand. So that worked well. But now it was a great doubles paddle, but I didn't really like it that much for singles. So now I'm playing with the 002.
002. So
from the Selkirk Labs.
So are you like, do you have this is cool for our listeners and current pros and future players here, young, old, and just whoever. Are you superstitious? I was superstitious with my rackets in college. I had 4, and I could never ever wanted to get to the 3rd or 4th one because I never won with them. Do you have paddles that you do that with, or maybe the temperature, just funny stuff like that? What do you have? Something like that?
Yeah. Well, I've got one that I just used for tournament. Well, I basically have one, even though I have 3 paddles. I just use the one no matter what. Yeah, they're just I've got the extra ones that are, especially for doubles. I feel like the one's it's been used enough that I can block those shots perfectly when I need to.
So you have an Old Faithful is what I used to call my Old Faithful or old Trusty, whatever you want to call them. Yes,
I should maybe put that on there.
Yeah, man, name her, him, it, whatever you want to call it, man. That's what you got to do. That's how you become friends with them. So what's your preference with regards to what you play? Singles, doubles, mixed? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. This is just awesome for people to hear, and maybe they're the same way.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think the 2 shots that took me the longest to learn was the 3rd shot and just dinking. Because I guess I'm a really aggressive player. So I speed up all the time. So that's why I think I started with singles and kind of worked my way up with that. Just I could stay at the baseline as much as I wanted to, and then move up to the kitchen line and put away shots.
I saw that match that you did in February at your tournament. Man, you are very. I mean, you're like I used to be. I served in volleyball chip and charge all throughout college and juniors because I didn't want to stay back. I wasn't wired for that crap. You know what I mean? And that reminds me a lot how I used to be, and hopefully will be one day again. But that's cool, and you got some damn good footwork, boy. I'll tell you. Jeez.
Well, thank you.
It's pretty loud out there. Keep going.
So a funny story.
Please do.
So playing at the PPA here in Minnesota, and got to play on center court, and I'm just playing, and my wife's there watching, and this lady sits down next to her and her husband, and she says to her husband, "What's this 20-year-old playing with these seniors?" And I've got a hat on, and you can just kind of see the.
I thought you were a kid. I thought you were a kid when I first saw your picture. I swear to God.
Oh, well, thank you. And then I got closer to her. She goes, "Oh," just because the way I moved, she thought I was younger.
Oh yeah.
But then I got closer to her, and she saw all my gray hair. So
that dude stresses out too much. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, your footwork is unbelievable. I could hear it, and I was always raised to the mindset that never stop moving. 6 to 8. My dad told me 6 to 8 shots between points when I was 10, 11. You know what the average is supposed to be? 2 to 3. So there you go.
Okay.
So you like singles, you like doubles or mixed? Which one? I asked you. I'm sorry I didn't clarify that.
Yeah,
which one do you prefer and why? And just what were your thoughts on them?
Yeah. So I'm getting to enjoy doubles a lot more, just because now I do have that third shot that I'll use once in a while, and I've gotten a lot better at dinking, to tell you the truth. So I'm enjoying doubles, but I still love to run. So I was a marathon runner, and so I love the singles. I love to be out there as long as possible, which with some of my scores, I guess you could see that, because I feel like I'm always coming from behind in most of my matches.
Well, you what I saw is you. I'm not amazing, but I love the progressions, how you work around your forehand, because you're back. That's how I was in college. I didn't have a good forehand. I was all
Really?
continental. No, hell no. And I wasn't. It wasn't not about me. I'm just saying that that's all I could do.
No.
All I could just practice my serve, and I was told, if your forehand's not good, hit a damn backhand. Nobody else does. So that's what I did. And so I get it, and I think it's a very unique style that you have right there, because a lot of people play the ball not all the time, not cross court too often, maybe with the middle primarily, but it's good to have that, because you can totally mind F somebody when you run around that forehand and rip that backhand, right?
Right. No, that's true. Yeah, very true.
I won't charge you for that. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Man. No, you're amazing to watch play. So of all your endeavors in the sport currently, since you're just relatively new, and I am too, if you let's talk about that. Do you teach some a little bit? Are you looking to teach a little bit? Do you do camps, or do you do certifications? Are you thought about doing that part of your game right now? Because you're a hell of a player, and you're good. Barry, have a nice demeanor. What do you think?
Well, thank you. So I just got kind of my first student.
Yes.
Who wants to get better at singles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So.
Well, that's good.
So we're doing a little trade. He's a fabulous photographer, so he was gonna take some shots of me on the court, and I was gonna help him with his singles.
I get it. So what's this? Do you think this person would like to be name dropped, or no? We can hold off.
Yeah, Sherman. He's a fabulous photographer and just wants to get better at singles. I think he's right now at like the 4.0 level, and we've had our first session. It was fun, and I enjoy it. And maybe I'll start looking at the licenses.
You don't have to do that. Some people do, some people don't. No, I mean, listen, there's, like I tell everybody, there's no right or wrong. I've let some of my certifications lapse, but my pickle one's always up to date. But there's two ways of looking at that. You can look at it like you have to do it and get it done for the insurance, which the years I've done tennis over 25, the USPT, I've never had an incident, knock on wood. But it's but the one reason I like to hear the most is the good directors and the good pros I know let each person who comes into their circle figure out what they want to do. Because if you do certifications, you are up to par with the current education with the sport. But it's all up to you, man. No big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
That's good to know.
We're gonna put tabs on Sherman here. I've got a note in here to
Okay.
keep a tab on him. Seriously. All right. So, what's your favorite story about pickleball? Favorite place? You know, what's the one that comes to your mind right now? And it's not permanent. It's just so far.
It's I'm sorry, the last question. Not tournament?
Yeah. What's your favorite place to play pickleball? What's your favorite story to tell right now?
Yeah.
Well, you went to the Open. There's the Open, and then
yeah, I mean, kind of the Tournament of Champions in Utah.
okay. Oh, wow.
Was kind of my first, I guess, felt like I could play with the top guys.
Mhm. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah.
Um,
What was
so
that?
so in that one, I actually played Mark Milner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Was he an
and
asshole?
and he was up on me. I think like, what was it, 7-0 in the first game,
Mhm.
and luckily I came back and beat him in that game,
Oh wow.
and then took the next one, I believe,
Yep.
and kept moving up and ended up playing the number one guy in the world, number two guy.
Yeah.
So I played Paul and I played Matthias.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And somehow I ended up third in that tournament. So it was, Matthias, Paul, and then some guy from Edina, Minnesota.
Minnesota. I love it.
Yeah. So that was.
So that's your favorite place so far?
Yeah. And, last year I played, 6 or 7 tournaments. And this month of February, I actually played 4 tournaments. So pro tournaments.
I saw that one. I think it was telling you about. It was on YouTube. I think it was February 23rd or somewhere back then. You played. I think it was in Minnesota. It was in Minneapolis, wasn't it?
Yes. Or Lakeville, Minnesota.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes. It was awesome. That's the one I watched. That was really cool. So, what's your favorite shot?
It's got to be my backhand down the line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Down the line, out wide, other side of the court. Love it. Sprayed it everywhere. I love it.
The one sweet thing that Matthias said to me when I played him in Arizona, in Phoenix, he goes, Chad, you have the best backhand on the senior tour. And, which is amazing to hear from him, as good as he is, the teaching that he does in college for tennis players, it was lovely to hear.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
We talked about that a few times. A lot of these people that come on like you or like me, whenever you come across somebody who really gets to you, you listen, you walk away from there going, I can do this. Cause I could tell by your eyes right there. When you played that, I would be the same damn way. I'd be like, that's why I said, that's why I don't look at draws, but I just want to walk on the court and just play. Cause I don't want to think about all it. Cause I'm ADHD and it's not a joke. It's true. Both my sons have it. My wife doesn't, which is crazy, but, it's just so you can lose that and who you're playing and what they did last week and week 4. And it's just, I could tell, but man, that's probably the best feeling in the world, man. That guy telling you that. Matthias
It
man.
was after he beat me. Yeah. But it was still, yeah, it put a smile on my face.
After he beat me, she said, thanks, man, but I'm kicking your ass next time.
Right. Yeah. And I was up on him in the second game, I think, like 10-7 or 10-8. And he came back and I did one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Hey, man. So what's your favorite drill or tip you got so far for Sherman, or something you think that our listeners would like?
Yeah. One that I've been doing lately, which kind of helps both my singles and my doubles, is we're just playing half court. One guy's at the kitchen, other guy's at the baseline. And you can only drive twice. And then your next shot has to be, just getting it into the kitchen.
Wow.
And just playing out that point. Wow. Just because I felt like in the beginning for me, going from like, a drive to just a third shot or, just getting them into the kitchen was really hard. And that's just been working for me.
That's great. So, So you're doing the old fashioned terminology of getting comfortable with what you're not comfortable with, right?
Yes,
that's awesome.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to use that. I'm I'm gonna beat up on Ren Miller, our producer, who's actually pretty good at football, but he played TCU, and he's not talking because he can't. He doesn't want to. But I'm always gonna talk about him. But anyway, he did the same thing when I taught him. He'd overhit everything like we all do when we first start.
Mhm.
And whenever you tell somebody they don't hit the ball hard, to this day, they're like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would you teach that? Do you teach that? Are you getting paid?" Well, first of all, I'm not teaching you, so no. And second of all, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah. Because I was in the mentality or thought process that I would just bang, 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 from the baseline and try to get and work in, and against those good players, it just doesn't work.
They don't give a shit. They'll work until you. They'll reset, hit, reset, rifle, reset, fire, reset. Let's hit a dink. Let's piss this guy. Hey, do you know what a dink winner's called?
What?
Dinner. Swear to God, I'm not kidding. It's called that.
Yeah, I like it.
So, what's your story? Tell us about where you told me a little bit of your story. We were in the green room a little bit, just BSing and bonding and going way back and all that crap. But seriously, tell us your story. It's fascinating because I don't really know anybody from that lives up there. Tell us about your family, all your stuff, college, all that stuff.
Okay. So I grew up in South Minneapolis, and went to college in St. Paul, and just was always, in high school, I was like 5'2", 120 pounds. And then I finally grew in college to about 5'10".
Nice.
So, and then I started to get, excited about like working out and running, because I was never really, I was always flat-footed, and I was always the slowest kid in grade school.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then I started running, doing long distance, and all of a sudden I went for a run this one Sunday. It was the day of the New York Marathon. I go, I think I'm going to go for a run. So I ran 3 miles, and I saw this girl come onto the path, and I caught up to her, said hi, and then just flew by her. And a few minutes later, I felt like somebody was on my tail.
What the?
And it was Mary, who's now my wife for 25 years.
Oh, you were trying to run from her. She caught up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
we ran 12 miles together that day, had everything in common. It was just spooky.
Wow,
and I asked her out after the run. We went out that evening, and I was like 23 years old at the time and still living at home. Knocked on my parents' bedroom door. I said, I just went out with my wife.
Oh, that's cool.
And she called up her parents and said, hey, I just went out with my husband. And the rest is history on that. And then, we have a daughter named Bayless.
She's a star.
Who's a senior in high school and is going to be playing D1 soccer at the University of Montana next year. Yeah.
We have a producer here whose daughter played at Colgate, right?
Oh,
Ren? Yep. Colgate. And now she's starting to be a doctor here at Southwestern Medical School here in Dallas.
Okay.
And anyway, that's exciting. So you what's the deal with you said something? Your wife is she's an anchor there, and what does she do? Sports anchor or TV anchor? That you said? Yeah.
So she works for PBS.
Oh, nice.
So she's a political reporter mainly and an anchor. She has her own show for politics on a Wednesday night. Wow. And then she does like cooking shows and documentaries. Like she's working on a huge documentary on, I don't know if you remember the wrestler Jesse Ventura.
Oh yeah. Jake the Snake, baby.
Jesse the Body.
The Body Ventura. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, he was our governor here.
I know that.
Minnesota. Yep.
I remember that.
So
don't even tell me you know those guys pretty well. Don't you guys friends with them? Or you know no one, obviously.
We got to go on some trade missions.
Wow.
We went to let's see, China, Japan. Mary went to Cuba.
Wow.
She smoked cigars with Fidel Castro. I mean, at his house.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. That's cool. Well, that's a pretty cool Jesse the Body Ventura. Awesome.
Body. Yeah.
Well, I can't beat that one. So we'll go to our next segment, which is called In the Kitchen. This is the fun part. You're also part of another segment after that, which is fun. It's an inaugural segment. But this one just to get to know who you are, how you are, and maybe they're like, because I know I picked up some good music from this as well as some shows to go watch. But we'll start with what's your favorite band and song right now? Currently, I'm cranking up Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Ragged Glory. It came out in 1990, and it's badass. That's what I'm cranking up.
Okay. So for me, I never got into heavy metal
It's okay, man. Whatever
as
you
a
like.
kid.
Just don't say John Denver, all right? I'm just
Okay. No,
kidding.
I won't. I won't. But so I went on this road trip to Ohio to play in the PPA.
Nice.
So we drove the 13 or 14 hours to get there. And my buddy JJ Jansen and I drove.
JJ
And
Jansen.
he's totally into heavy metal. He knows all the bands, he knows all the songs. So we started from the get-go, started just playing heavy metal music. And basically came down to like this quiz every song once it was over. And he was, asking me, so who's that? And the only ones I could ever get were Metallica because they all kind of sounded the same. So
awesome.
let's just say my percentage of winning on that game show was pretty poor. But I'm starting to like Metallica.
Hey, man, you need to listen to Garage Inc. That's a great album. It's a bunch of covers. But
Okay.
do you know what they like the most? Misfits.
What?
The Misfits. You're for the Misfits? You're for the Misfits, right?
Yeah.
Have
one of
to. You're up there,
I remember, so in high school, one of my
Yeah.
buddies, he always had the Misfits shirt on.
That's Glenn
he had
Danzig's.
his
That's Glenn
black
Danzig's
jeans and his, yeah,
thing,
the Misfits. I remember that shirt.
that's actually Glenn Danzig's like skull, and it's his the fillers, spaces and fillers in there.
Okay.
Don't sue me, anybody.
No.
But yeah, I love them. And so anyway, that's what
Yeah.
that was there. Well, that's good, man. Garage
Yeah.
Inc.
So I'm getting a little bit into the heavy metal now.
And you crank up Enter Sandman before you walk on the court.
Yeah.
That's
There we
awesome.
go. Perfect. And I actually know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, see that. Well, me and JJ talked before this. We talked before this. No, not really. So, what's your favorite movie, or what are you binging right now? One of my favorite movies of all time is Slapshot. Is that right? With
Oh, yeah.
Paul Newman. I love that. My dad and we'd all watch it together as a family. One of four, and then as far as binging right now, Schitt's Creek. Oh God, dude.
Okay.
Did you
Very
hear that?
funny. Very
Awesome.
funny.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What you got going on?
So, boy, for movies or shows,
Just think of like the most favorite movie you watched growing up. man.
yeah, I'd have to say Peaky Blinders to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, for binging, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just, so that supposedly takes place in Birmingham, England,
Mm-hmm.
and which is about 12 miles
Mhm.
where I kind of spent my summers
Mm-hmm. Yep.
at my grandparents'
Yes.
house.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of has that nostalgia. Like I kind of remember my granddad in old pictures, wearing the same kind of caps.
Yes. Yes.
So he didn't have the blades in his cap.
I hope
Yeah.
not. Did your grandma? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she could have. She was the tough one.
My wife's grandma she had 4 boys and just German, and they're just, Richard's like the runt. My father-in-law is the runt. He is. Their grandmas were tough back then. They were all.
Yeah, they were. And like my granddad at the time, or during his life, he used to teach Golden Gloves boxing.
Oh man.
So it just
That's your
I
hand,
just-
you got the genes for the pickleball, for the volleys and the blocking, right? And the firefights.
there you go. Yeah, that was those fast hands.
So what about this one? What's your favorite sports team? Mine's the Chiefs. I'm from there. Everybody knows that. And I like the Rangers and the Stars.
Okay, well, congratulations on the Chiefs.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, my dad was 1970 Super Bowl, so I'm a fan forever. Even when they
Okay.
were real bad, called the Chefs. Who are your teams?
I used to enjoy the Vikings, but they just let us down for so many years. I just can't do it anymore. But for me, it's got to be Aurora FC,
Nice.
which is it's
Is it like Dallas?
it's a pre-pro
Okay.
women's soccer team here
Nice.
and they actually play at the Vikings practice facilities.
Wow.
And they just started last year,
Mhm.
and they get about 6,000 fans.
Wow.
So it's great. And my daughter was on the team, and she was actually the youngest player on the team last year.
Wow.
So
Well, hey, we have a team in Dallas, don't we? If you guys come to Dallas or whatever, let me know.
Okay.
I think we do have. I know we do have a Major League Soccer team, or what you're talking. I know we do have that for men and women. I just don't know. It might be Frisco area, but all right, we'll table that for later. Well, cool,
Yes.
man. So
Yeah.
you don't like the Twin? You don't like baseball? Twin Cities, Joe Meyer. I love Joe Meyer, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I love Joe, but
It's the team's kind
it's
of
just it's so slow to watch.
exactly.
I can't get into it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I get it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be what I call our next segment called Any Idea. So these are kind of funny, but why not? So the first one I have is, do you have any idea that Justin Lawrence and Jeffrey Baker played the longest pickleball game on record in 2011? They played 24 hours straight. I don't know if you know those guys. Maybe you'll run across them. Who knows? The second thing is, largest pickleball paddle is in Smash Park, Des Moines, Iowa, named Big Blue. Largest pickleball paddle.
Okay.
Any idea about that thing? I didn't.
No, I have not heard about that.
I know this next one. I found this out. This is kind of cool. It says, finally, this is a local record holder here in Dallas. And I did not know this. Scout's honor, even though I didn't make it past Weeblos. It's from our very own tennis competitors of Dallas. They had the largest TCD Tennis Competitors of Dallas had the largest pickleball tournament in the history in 2012. It was a 370 players, and they did a round robin format, and that's in that's in the Guinness, and that was 2012, and that's kind of when it was still kind of a blip on the radar, but not big time. But Sandy Cassidy and Kara Spica were the champions. So if you ever see this or watch this show, what you will, Sandy or Kara, call in or email me. We'll get you on.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
those are three. And any thoughts? Any idea about those things? I had no idea.
No, I have not heard any of those. So
Well, you're part of the first one. It might change, might go away, it might stay. Who knows? But to wrap up here, Chad, what if say my listeners or people that are local in the state or the areas around you, how would they get in touch with you? You know, how would they contact? Say, oh, I hate my forehand back at my forehand too. How would you ask you questions like that, or maybe ask you on a show or something like that? I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. How would they get in touch with you?
they could email me at in like Flynn MN.
And like Flynn at MN, yeah, Matt. Yeah.
AOL.
I just
or not AOL.
Don't say that, man. You're not that old.
Yeah, what is that?
At ampersand.
Ampersand, yes.
I just learned that yesterday.
Yes. Gmail.com. Sorry about that.
So
Should I say that again?
Go for it. 3, 2, 1. You're live.
In like Flynn, MN, the @gmail.com.
That's right.
Or on Instagram, Chad D. Flynn.
Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta do this. Hang on. Are you following me yet? Jerk, better be.
I hope so.
You're
If not, I'll get my daughter to help me with all the IT.
What's your handle?
Chad D. Flynn.
Here we go. I'm finding it right now because we're
Okay.
real here. Chad. This thing's not working.
Now I'll have 2 followers.
Well, you're about to have 3. Because people aren't smart enough to do that. They'll figure it out.
Okay.
Chad D. Flynn. There he is, man, right there. Follow me. There we go, bro. You have 150
Awesome.
followers,
Hey,
you
I got
liar. Yeah, on
Resurrect
Instagram.
Sports.
Let's do that, man. So, anyway, listen, hey, if you want to get in touch with me, listeners, to come on the show or be like this, like Mr. Flynn here, and where are you at Cabo? You jerk. He doesn't live in Cabo. He's envious. We're very envious. To me, it's Curtis at ReeseRacketsports.com. CURTIS at Reese Racket, REESE Racketsports.com. That was really bad. But anyway, that's how you get in touch with me. And listen, download the app on your phone or your smart tablet or any of that stuff. And you can watch this show and many more shows on our pickleball show, as well as other apps for moods you're in, good or bad. I promise you, we got it for you. Hey, Chad, man, I really appreciate your time, bro.
Curtis, thank you so much. This has been awesome.
And we'll talk again and keep me posted about Bayless. I want to know about that. If you guys come down here and play, let me know, bro.
I'd love to. I have a feeling I'll be in Texas hopefully this summer.
If you don't call June, you're gonna be in June, right? Oh yeah.
I hope to.
You will. You'll be here.
Yeah. Okay.
Find me. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks, guys. Happy St. Patty's Day. See you.
Thank you, Curtis.
Peace.
Coming through.